Aloha. So I just wanted to do a quick live video here. Hopefully the sound is better than the last video. I'm using my just regular phone here. So as you can tell by the title of this video that I'm going to be talking about the coronavirus, and I'm sorry to be adding to all the stuff that's about that. Didn't really want to talk about it, except it is impacting me, and I've had a few friends call me and ask me if I was affected by it, and I don't have it, but because of the governor of the state that I'm living in has declared a state of emergency, that has then trickled down to one of the places where I'm working, has decided to cancel all their community education classes, which one of mine, my fitness with hula dancing, is now canceled completely until further notice, which I hope will only be a few weeks, but we'll see. So at first I was like very upset about this because I was like, what the hell? This is like impacting me financially now, because if I don't have a class, then I don't get paid, albeit it's not, you know, a lot, but it's something. I was just like getting growing here, and I was actually building um, up a lot of hours. There was like events that we were going to be doing, promoting the classes, and I was also going to be doing well, I was still planning on doing classes in June for the youth. So I don't know. So then I thought, you know what? There's other ways that I can go about doing this. I have my YouTube channel, and I've been putting some videos out there on my hula fitness, and I have been intending to do more with that. And so this just forces me to do that. So I see this as God's way of forcing me to focus on what is important to Him. And I can help more people through YouTube and the internet than I can here in person. And I know I've been saying that, and I just need to do that now. But when the people that are like in front of you, it's like easier to focus on things that you can see in front of you. Where, people on YouTube, I can't see you. I can see your comments, but I can't see you. So I don't, see your smiling face and see how much you appreciate what I'm doing for you. So, so maybe that's what I need. Maybe I need to have more engagement with my audience here on YouTube. So let me know how you would like to engage with me, whether that be on a Zoom video conference call or by email or I don't like these like live videos because it's so one way. Like you can see me, but I can't see you. Um, so I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of. Or if you have a YouTube channel too, then you put a video out. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just like grabbing at ideas. So I don't know. So that's one thing. And then I think I mentioned about this ministry that I'm doing where I go out to the assisted living communities and do a little program where we have the Hawaiian music and we do some of the hula songs and have like a little imaginary vacation to Hawaii for the folks there. And so I've been doing that here and there as events came across to me, and now I've actually like formally done that with my church, and we had our first event scheduled for this month on the 21st, and that now has been canceled due to coronavirus precautions, which I can understand for them because they're elderly, but the college, to me, that doesn't make sense because not all my students are elderly. And anyway, don't get me started on the whole thing, because I think this coronavirus precaution thing is like way out of proportion. You know, we need to treat it just like any other virus, the flu virus. Yes, it's like a lot worse when you get it, it lasts longer, but most people get over it. And the ones that have been dying have been the people that normally die from like viruses and stuff, I mean, yeah, we don't want anyone to die, but really, if you think about it in the grand scheme of things, we all were born to die of one thing or another, whether it be from a virus or a car accident or a heart attack or murder. Something is going to cause your body to die, but your spirit will live on if you believe in Jesus Christ and eternal life, after death. So if you're not sure about that, I recommend you look into it, because then you will see death as a whole different thing. You will not fear death. I don't fear death. I fear the dying process. I don't want to suffer. So yeah, I don't want to get the virus, but if I get it, no big deal. Okay, so I've had the flu before. I've had an earache and an ear infection, eye, ear, eye, and sinus infection all at once for 2 weeks. It was excruciating, painful. I wanted to shoot myself in the head, but I got through it. Okay, so if I get coronavirus, it's probably going to be the same thing. From what I've heard. So, and if I die from it, then good. Then I'll be up in heaven with my husband and my mother and my grandmother and my other grandparents, and that is where I'm planning to go anyway. So you're just sending me there sooner than I thought I would be. So that's my take on it. And I talked to somebody today who lost their wife, and he's like, yeah, it's like weird how like after you lose your spouse that you welcome death and you don't see it as a bad thing because you're going to be reunited with your spouse. Um, so I hope that helps some people to not like freak out here. It's like stupid. You go to the store and you can't buy the things that you normally do every week because somebody has hoarded them all. Or not someone, but many people have decided to buy more than their fair share. And now companies have to special order things, so then the price goes up. This is the whole reason me and Tom wanted to like get a homestead and grow our own food, have chickens and goats and a garden, so that we don't have to depend on stores and society because of how crazy people can get. So, I'm glad that Tom is not here to have to deal with this. Unfortunately, I am, but like I always try to tell myself, this is temporary and soon it will be over and I won't have to deal with all this crap. But for the meanwhile, we have to deal with it. And so let's try to get through this together. And I hope if you're one of the people that like bought more than you normally do, on a weekly basis, then please share with others that don't. I think that's what we need to come down to is, and don't price gouge people, because that's like, whatever you bought it for, sell it at the same price or maybe, a little extra. What I do is when I resell stuff to people, I tell them, hey, this is what I bought it at. I'll leave it up to you to decide what you want to give me. And they usually end up giving me a little bit more than what I paid for it, because they're like, oh, since you had to pay for shipping, or you had to go to the store to get it, or you're doing me a favor, because you ordered it or whatever. So I feel that you will get your reward, if not from that person, from somebody else, down the line. Somebody will pay it forward to you if you pay it forward to someone else. So anyway, sorry, I went off on a tangent there. This whole coronavirus thing is like gotten me like really on my high horse, I guess, because people should be just doing things that they should have been doing anyway, and then we wouldn't have to worry about spreading things. Because like, for instance, when I used to work in an office, it would bother me so much, when I would come down with a cold or something, I would tell my boss and I'd say, hey, I'm going to work from home because I don't want to get anybody sick. And then she would tell me, well, you really should be resting. You shouldn't work at all so that way you can get over your cold quicker, you know? And I'd be like, yeah, you're right. But then I got all this work I need to get done and, you know. So we all should stop working when we are sick because it's true. You will get better quicker if you let yourself rest. And the work will still be there when you come back. And if you die, then you don't need to do it. So, but anyway, um, you know, we all worry about getting behind on our projects and stuff and about making money. And really, that's not important. The important thing is enjoying your life. And if you're sick, you can't enjoy your life. And it's God's way and your body's way of telling you you need to take a break. You actually need to take a break before you get sick so you don't get sick. So, so we all need to take care of ourselves when we start to feel sick. Stay home so you don't spread your germs to other people, make other people sick. Because that's actually what happened to my friend. My friend that passed away a few weeks ago, he went to an appointment and the person there that he was meeting with, and this was one on one, this is not a crowded place. He's him and this other person are discussing his what I don't want to tell you the details, but okay, he's meeting with this person. This person is coughing and sneezing, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, I got a cold," you know. And my friend is elderly, and he usually wears a mask if it's windy or something because he has allergies. But he didn't have a mask with him, and the person that's coughing and sneezing is not wearing a mask. So, you know, he's thinking, great, you know, I'm going to get sick. He does get sick, thinks he's going to get over it, you know, in a week or two, but in 2 weeks he doesn't get over it. Ends up going to the hospital because he has asthma and stuff. And then he ends up getting over medicated and ends up dying from liver failure. um, so, and that was not coronavirus. That was just regular cold or flu or whatever. So that just goes to show you, you know, had that person covered their mouth or not gone to work that day and just canceled that appointment with him, maybe that wouldn't have happened. But I don't know. But then there's fate. You know, if that was his fate, then it doesn't matter. Something else would have happened. But anyway, if you are concerned about catching anything, then first take care of yourself. And if you're around people that you see are sick, then be bold, but be nice and say, hey, you're sick. Can you please go home so you don't get the rest of us sick? And you'll get better quicker if you go home instead of thinking that you're being the hero working while you're sick, because you're not being a hero. You're being rude, actually. You know, to me, it's rude if you're out in public when you're sick because you're putting everyone else at risk. You know, if you have a child that's coughing or sneezing too, you're putting everybody at risk by not keeping them at home. And yeah, it's inconvenient or whatever, but it's just rude, I think, to be exposing everybody to your germs. And we should all be washing our hands, you know, before we eat. And you know, and I just touched my eye, but they say we shouldn't be touching our eyes or whatever. But when it itches or whatever, you got to itch it, right? Um, so we just got to be washing our hands more often. And the other thing is you need to wash your hands before you go to the bathroom. Because if you think about it, your hands are dirty. And then you go to wipe yourself in a very personal area where it's an opening to your body, right? So you really need to be washing your hands before you wipe and also after you wipe because now you might have, you know, gotten something from yourself on there. And yeah, anytime you're touching something that somebody might eat or drink, you need to be washing your hands. So, so hopefully we can all just have better personal hygiene and think of others instead of ourselves. And I think the world would be a better place. And realize that this life is short, so we just need to enjoy it while we can. So I see I've gone already 15 minutes, so I'm going to cut this off right now. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend and try to get back to normal. And hopefully we can all get back to work like we normally do and enjoy going to events like we normally do. So that way we're not causing more stress for us. Because now I'm like stressing out, like, oh, I heard that, all these events are being canceled and now they're going to be like stopping possibly the um, postal service and deliveries because of all the people that those people come in contact with. So then it's like, how are we all going to get our food and medication and stuff that we need? So we really need to just stop this insanity and just be normal. So pray for the country, pray for the world, that we can all just live our normal life and not worry about dying, because it's going to happen one way or another. Okay? So, good night and mahalo for watching.